Hello guys, welcome back to another video with me. My name is Chloe. If you're new, hello and welcome to another video. I have recently seen a trend going around about a green book challenge, which is like a green aesthetic or books that you've read that are green that you recommend. So I've decided to do the green book challenge my way and kind of like show you some green books that I have. Some of them I've read, some of them I haven't, so I can't really recommend them, the ones that I haven't read, but we will go through and have a read and have a look at what I've got on my green books. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to me if you haven't already, please share and leave a comment of any green books that you think I should read. So let's get into it. So the first book that I have read that is green is in a series, and this is book 3 in the series, and this is Soman Chainani, School for Good and Evil, The Last Ever After, and it's really thick, and this is a book that I've really enjoyed reading, and I read this a couple of years ago, and yeah, so there is a movie on Netflix called The School for Good and Evil, which this series is based on, so let me give you a close-up. And at the back, and the side, you can see where I've read it because of the cracks in the spine, but that doesn't matter. I will read the blurb to you. Oh, and the genre of this book is fantasy, romantasy as well, I think, because there is some romance in here. But I really enjoyed this series. I have finished the whole of the School for Good and Evil primary series, so this is the main School for Good and Evil series, but then there is also the prequels to the School for Good and Evil, which is The Rise of School for Good and Evil and The Fall for School of Good and Evil, which I haven't yet finished reading, but this is the third book in the main School for Good and Evil series. So I will read the blurb. How do you turn your back on your best friend? How do you leave them behind? So that's that. Sophie and Agatha thought their ending was sealed when they went their separate ways, but will their story be rewritten? With the girls apart, evil has taken over. The villains of the past have come back with a vengeance, and the forces of good are in deathly peril. Can anyone stand in the way of evil's deadly reign, and the last ever after of all? Action, adventure, laughter, romance, and more twists than ever before in this extraordinary conclusion to the School for Good and Evil series. There are 3 more books that come after this, and there are 2 books, like prequels, that come before the main 2. So, if you are interested in reading the School for Good and Evil series, I think you should. I really recommend the series. So the next book in my green book challenge is Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Now this, I think, is book 2 of the Percy Jackson series. This is also a series. There's like 4 or 5 or something books in this series. It isn't really thick, and that's the spine. It's not easy being a half-blood these days. Even a simple game of dodgeball becomes a death match against an ugly gang of cannibal giants, and that was only the beginning. Now Camp Half-Blood is under attack, and unless I can get my hands on the Golden Fleece, the whole camp will be invaded by monsters, big ones. So I think that, because I haven't read this, I think I probably should. I really like the Percy Jackson films, and I'm yet to watch the series, but I think I might do. But yeah, that's the second one. So the third book in the green book challenge is Ignite Me. Now this is a bit blue, but I think that it's like the greenest book in the series. This is like a blue tealy kind of thing, but it also has green on it, so I don't know if you consider this, but I consider Ignite Me as a green book. So I'll read the blurb now. Everyone Juliet has ever cared about may be dead. The rebels, her friends, and even Adam could all be gone. That won't keep her from trying to take down the re-establishment once and for all. And now Juliet must rely on Warner, the one person she never thought she could trust, the same person who saved her life. He promises to help Juliet master her powers and save their dying world, but that's not all he wants with her. See, I didn't finish Shatter Me, so I don't know if I will get reading this quite quickly, but it's there. I have it available to me. So the fourth book I have is Monster High 3, Where There's a Wolf, There's a Way. Now this is green, like the side is green, this font is green, and I know that this is purple, like the background and the wolf thing, but like the font is green as well. So I do consider this to be a green book, even though Claudine's skull is purple. This book is about Claudine. This is the third one in the Monster High series by Lizzie Harrison that I read the first Monster High for, and I haven't read this, so I'm actually really excited to read this one when I get round to it. So it says, Claudine is on the run. Always overshadowed by her 6 siblings and her fab friends, Claudine plans to finally strut her stuff in the spotlight at her upcoming Sassy 16 bash, but the Ghoul Next Door video goes viral, and it's into the woods to hide for the family wolf. Claudine howls in protest and plans her escape back to regularly scheduled life. Frankie and Melody run wild. Just when Frankie thought she had sparked a new romance, it seems to have fizzled out. Still, she is charged up and ready to fight for her rights. Video Schmidio, who's with her? Hello, anyone still there? Melody wants to help, but she's been busy trying to get the truth out of her parents and keeps Miss J from sending Jackson into hiding. As she struggles to walk the line between normie and rad, she starts to realise that people are actually listening to what she says, even Candice. Is Melody's newfound voice here to stay? So I think that's really exciting, and it definitely gives me an idea of what's going on after reading the Monster High book by Lizzie Harrison. So the next book is Chloe Gong, Immortal Longings. Now this I think is green, even though it's got a bit of red on it. It's the first one in the Blesh and False God series, and I've heard that this is like Hunger Games, but who knows, I haven't read it. I've only read the first chapter, and it seems interesting, so I'll read the blurb. 5 years ago, Princess Kala vowed to tear down Sanir's tyrannical monarchy. First, she killed her parents. Now, her sights are set on her uncle, the remaining reclusive king. The only way to reach him is to enter his deadly games and be crowned winner by his hand. Anton Makusa's childhood love lies in a coma, and he is in deep debt in trying to keep her alive. His last chance of saving her is winning the games. When the two form an uneasy alliance, victory is soon within their reach. But as their mutual attraction proves increasingly undeniable, Calla must decide what she's playing for, her lover or her kingdom. So I think this does sound really interesting, and I could read this for but I do have a few books that I have available for my alphabet reading challenge. So I think I might have to spin a wheel or flip a coin or something to see which book will end up being my for my reading challenge. So the next book that I have on my green challenge is The Inmate by Frida McFadden. Now this is a recent book that I bought and I love the cover. Even though it's plain, it's really cool. So let me read the blurb for those who haven't read The Inmate before. As a new nurse practitioner at a maximum security prison, Brooke Sullivan is taught 3 crucial rules. 1. Treat all prisoners with respect. 2. Never reveal any personal information. And 3. Never ever become too friendly with inmates. But nobody knows that Brooke has already broken the rules. Nobody knows about her inmate connection to Shane Nelson, one of the I can't spell. Most notorious and dangerous inmates. They certainly don't know that Shane was Brooke's high school sweetheart, the star quarterback, the golden boy who's serving a life sentence for a series of grisly murders, or that Brooke's testimony was what put him in there. But Shane knows. He knows more than anyone, and he will never forget. So this sounds so good, and Frida McFadden has successfully executed every book that I've read. They're really high ratings from me, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. So the last book in my green reading challenge, in my green book challenge, whatever you call it, I don't know what it's called, is Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. Now I'm currently reading Crown of Midnight, and I'm almost done, and so this I think, right, I think this is book 3. Does it say? No, it doesn't. But I think it's book 3 because it recommends Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, so I think this might be book 3 in the Throne of Glass series. And I really like this cover design. Her Selena's outfit has got green in it, and the back is really cool as well. And it might look blue, but I think it's green. So it says, consumed by guilt and rage, Selena can't bring herself to spill blood for the king of Ardalan. She must fight back. I don't know how you'd interpret it. I call it Ardalan, but it's really kind of for interpretation. The immortal queen will help her destroy the king for a price. But as Selena battles with her darkest memories and her heart breaks for a love that could never last, can she fulfill the bargain and head the almighty court of Terrasen, and who will stand with her? So this is Air of Fire, and me going and reading Crown of Midnight, which is red. I cannot wait to read Air of Fire. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming with me to see my green books. Yeah, so I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that if there are any here that interest you, that you will go out and get some yourself, because I don't actually own many green books, as you can see. So yeah, thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, comment if you want, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, bye guys.